Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? I am here with another Halloween project for you. This time we're going to do this cute little sack. It has some candy inside. Just a bag that I got that's assorted small individual candies. And that's what we are going to do today. So I did some of the stamping ahead of time. And then some of it I'm going to do with you. I'm linking these sacks in the description of the video. They're just craft colored little sacks, but I will link them. We're using the Brights 6x6 and Pick of the Patch bundle. Let me get everything out of the way and we can get started. We're going to use pumpkin pie and granny apple green for our colors on our project today. And let me get us started here. So we're going to start with the sack. So I'm going to grab a scrap paper. I thought I had one right here next to me, but oh yeah, here it is. So it's just a little small scrap. We're gonna start with the pumpkins first. So we'll start with our pumpkin pie, and we're gonna use this small pumpkin. I'll show you, there's a variety. We're gonna use this one right here. And then we're going to use this little vine, the shorter of the two. And then I'm going to show you how to adapt the stem for the pumpkins. So let's go ahead and get started. So first you want to just do a pattern. And so I'm going to ink up and I'm going to start right there near the center of the bag. And I'm going to do my first pumpkin. And then I want a pattern. So I want them, you know, about so far apart. And that's our first line, okay? Then we're gonna come in here and we're gonna go in between. So the next line is in between. Then we're gonna go back. I think I did them a little too far apart. So I'm gonna bring them in the next line. Hopefully it won't be too noticeable that I move them in, but I want them a little bit more in. There we go. When I brought this project to John to show him what I had made, he said, "Where did you get those sacks printed like that?" I said, "I stamped those." I thought it was funny. All right, so there's that one. We're gonna do another one here. And you can see, you just kind of move your little paper around. And then we're gonna do two more, just the tippy tops of the two pumpkins. Right here, and right there. Okay, so now we have our pumpkins done. Now we gotta do our stem next, and then we'll do the little curly key, okay? So I'm going to show you how to do the stem. We're going to use granny apple green. There's only one stem in this stamp set, so if you want different lengths, you have to do that yourself. So here's the stem, okay? So I'm gonna grab it, and I only want a tiny short stem. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my ink pad right here to the edge, and I'm just gonna make sure that I'm inking up just the tiny part that I want. And I'm gonna put that little short stem on my pumpkin. Forgive me if I make a mistake because I can't really see with this so far up. I'm actually gonna bring it down and I'll just, so that I can see a little better. And if you go in too deep and you need to clean your stamp, then go ahead. I did go in a little too deep because I couldn't see what I was doing, but now I can see. So we're just gonna do a little nub, little pumpkin nub stem. So I'm just using just the top section of the stem, the fattest part. I actually can't see very well. Hopefully I'm not sticking my head in the camera, because that would not be fun for you guys. All right, we're almost done. Again, it's much easier when you do it yourself and you're not on camera, because you don't have to worry about sticking your head in the camera. But it's turning out okay. I'm not unhappy. I just have to keep going back a little bit when I see how little of the stem I have inked up, actually. Almost done. See, so that one I went too far down, so I got to clean. Let me bring this down as well so I can see what I'm doing. All right. It's much better when you can see, right? Stamping blind, I don't recommend it. And this is so, like, relaxing to stamp these bags. All right, so now we have all the stems on our pumpkins. So now comes the easy part. No adjusting, no nothing, just the vine. So I'm just gonna ink that up. We'll start here at the top, and we will connect that right there. And right here. And every bag is going to be different. The beauty of it is no one will know what anyone else got, so it's okay. And that's what I try and tell my people who come to my classes. No one's going to see my card. They're just going to see the one that you give them, and they're going to be so happy to get a card from you. Oh, I messed that one up a little bit. I'm going to see if I can fix it. Let's see if I can I might have to get out of camera because I have to bring my head directly over the top to see what I did wrong. Let's see if I can fix it. Okay, I fixed it right there. Just stamped over the top. A second generation stamp. All right, so there's our little bag. I'm gonna clean my little curlicue vine. All right, and I have gone ahead and stamped the large pumpkin and punched it out, but I will show you which one I used. So here's the punch. So this pumpkin right here is the one that I used. I used this leaf and that stem. This one was not used. So you're just gonna stick scraps and you'll open your punch and stamp them and then slide them in and then punch them out. I did each one separately. So here's my 3 pieces. I have my pumpkin and my stem and my leaf. And then I have my little scrap of my designer series paper and a little scrap of basic white. So I'm gonna do a little stamping right here. The Happy Halloween is gonna go onto this piece right here. And then this piece I believe is 2 or 3 inches, 2 3/4 maybe. Let me look, I'm guessing. 2 1/2. And I'm gonna cut some of it off because I don't want it the full length. I want this to be the full length. And I think this is also 2 1/2. So this is gonna be trimmed off a little bit. Let's go ahead and do the final stamping of the Happy Halloween. We're gonna do that in Granny Apple Green. And the Happy Halloween sentiment is in this stamp set. I'm gonna move it a little to the right because I want there to be room for me to tie my ribbon on this side right here. All right, so let's get started. I'm gonna fork this side here. I'm just gonna come in and I'm just gonna come in from this side and do the one, come in from this side and do the other. So there's our piece, and if you don't get it super smooth, you can come back in and readjust. Just, that's what's so fantastic about this, these paper snips. They cut the teeniest little slivers right to the tip. If you don't own the paper snips, I do recommend them. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and attach everything down, but we're gonna tie our ribbon, and let's see how long this ribbon is. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe 8 inches, 6. Yeah, about 8.5 inches. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna come around here and we're gonna tie a knot. And the reason that we're gonna tie a knot is that it's much easier to tie a bow when the center is secure, when the middle knot is secure. And so this is a thin ribbon, so having that knot is crucial. So I'm gonna loop this side and go around like you're tying your shoelace, right? And pull this through, okay? And then I'm gonna pull on the ends and get it exactly how I want. I always hold the knot. To me, it helps make it a little tighter. And so I'm gonna make them a little shorter than I want them to be. And then when I pull them, they'll be the right size, okay? Now this one, I'm gonna bring down here, and I'm gonna use a mini glue dot to hold my ribbon in place and make it behave and have it look exactly how I want it to look. So this is a trick that I use often. So I will take one of these, whoops, mini glue dots, I went too far back. And we're gonna grab one, I'm gonna ball it up into basically like a little tiny ball because the ribbon's not that big. And I'm gonna stick it under the knot here and adjust my ribbon to lay based on that little mini glue dot. So I'm just gonna kind of position it, smush it around, tuck under what is sticking out, and then my ribbon will lay just like I want it to. I'll trim the ends in a minute, but let's go ahead and attach everything onto our piece here. So this piece we're gonna trim off. So I'm gonna hold it approximately where I want it, and then I'm gonna place this and just make sure that looks fantastic. So that's good. So let's go ahead and flip that over. We're gonna put adhesive, and I'm gonna stop shy of the end. And I'm gonna figure out how far do I want this Happy Halloween from the bottom, about right there. So then I'm gonna slide this just underneath where that's gonna be. Push that down. And just flip it over and trim right with the edge of your bag. These little bags are really cute, and I'll be using other ones as well. I'll link this one in the description of the video so that you guys can find it. Then this we're gonna lift up. So I'm gonna grab some Stampin' Dimensionals. One over the ribbon to hold it in place. 3 is good. We'll grab our take your pick tool. And then we're gonna add a little bit of wet adhesive to our pumpkin stem. Our leaf is going to be dimensionalized. So let's just lay that, make sure it's straight. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna get some wet glue. I'm gonna put just a dot on my pumpkin. And just kind of hold that for a second, let it grab. I love this little set. I think it's a great set. Pick of the patch. I haven't used the little crow yet, but oh my gosh, I can't wait to use him. He's so cute. Here's the piece. It could be a branch with the crow on it, or you can make a small tree. See these little leaves here? You could put them all over. It'd be so cute. And then put a couple pumpkins underneath, some of the small ones. I like it. All right. I think our pumpkin's good, so let's go ahead and attach that. As you can see, this is scrap paper that has already been stamped on one side, but I like to use all pieces. I don't throw anything away unless it's not usable. So that's why it still has that. So I'm gonna add my little pumpkin like right here-ish, right around the end of this piece. And I want it just to be sitting just on that piece there. And then we're gonna add our leaf right here. There we go. Put it right up here and dimensionalized right up. So there's our sack. So now I'm just gonna take our cute little Twizzlers. We'll start with those. Put our Starbursts next door. And then just put these little Sour Punch sticks right over the top. And there is our cute, I didn't mean to shove that right over there. That's what's causing the bag to pucker. I want to put those Starbursts down there. There we go. It's a delicate balance. So there's our cute little Halloween bag. Let's trim those edges. I'm going to grab my ribbon scissor. They're too wild. So we'll trim this one and this one. And there's our cute little treat candy bag. Again, I will link in the description of the video so that you guys can find the cute little sacks. I wish that I was able to offer these in my online store, but I do have a link for you. All right, guys, I guess that's it. Let me know what you think of this cute little project. Again, we use the Pick of the Patch bundle, and the DSP was the Brights, this year's Brights pack. Granny Apple Green is in the Brights, and I will link the little sacks for you. All right, this is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. If you missed last week's Halloween pencil non-candy treat, you can catch that video right after this one. Just click right up here. I appreciate you guys being here. Thanks so much. And this is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping!